What we want to do today is take the directory text box, and if it's something that we look at all the time, we want to save it to a bookmarks file. And then we need a couple controls. One, a button that saves to the bookmarks file, and the other, some kind of control where we can access the contents of the bookmark file and transfer it back to the text box when we want to actually look in a bookmark file or a directory. And the first thing I want to do is close all the extra panes so that we can see the whole form, because I want to make this directory field larger. So I'll click on this and slide it way over to the left. Keep it lined up. And take this and expand it over. And take the browse button and also slide it over to the left. And then expand the text box out on that, so we can have a really big text box in case we have a long qualified directory name. And then we need to take the multi-line text box and slide it down so we have room for the two controls we were talking about. And the first control is a button, so I want to keep the fonts and the general look of the buttons the same. So the best way to do that is to select the existing button and select copy, and then do a paste and slide this button up so it's in between. And we want to put a save to bookmarks, but we also want to put the little arrow we talked about in the last video, so we're going to need to make this wider than usual, so both the text and the arrow that goes underneath the text can fit. Now I'll pin these panes back so we can start using them to actually do the development, especially the toolbox. And select this button and give it a meaningful name like BTN save to bookmarks. And change the text to save to bookmarks. And then we want to add a combo box, and largely a combo box because it doesn't take up as much room as a list box, but we can put as much stuff in it. And we want this essentially to line up with this field and also to be the same width as this field. So if we select this and select this, maybe we ought to make it the same font size too. Before we do that, I'm not sure if that'll change it when we do that afterwards. So everything's pretty much font 14, so we'll change this to font 14 too. And then select this as the determining control, and then hold down Control key and click on the combo box, and then go up to align the lefts, so this aligns on the left, and then go to make the same width, so this is now the same width. And another thing we want to do is make this read-only. Unfortunately there isn't a nice read-only, so we need to take it and make the oops, I think they're both selected. Just select the combo box and go down and select drop down style and make that a drop down list, so we won't be able to type anything into the combo box, only the program can write to it. And then give this a meaningful name of CBX for combo box and Hungarian notation and bookmarks. And then the next thing we need to do is fill in this bookmarks thing based on bookmarks we've saved in the past. So if we double click on this, we'll go to the form load, and you can see right now in the form load all I'm doing is printing out a copyright string and a version number. And of course the first thing we need for a bookmarks file is a name for the bookmarks file. So I'm using a convention of having constant strings for this. So I'll do a const string bookmark file. And set that equal to bookmarks.text. And we're going to need to do StreamWriter file IO to write the bookmark lines in and out of this file. So we'll need StreamWriter and StreamReader. And if we look up here, we already have a using system.io, so we're good for that. But in the form load, we basically want to open the bookmarks file and fill in the combo box of bookmarks. But if the file doesn't already exist, we want to create it. So we showed a way of doing this previously, I think in video 81. So essentially this code would be a function called open bookmarks, and guess I didn't use the same name. I changed this to bookmarks file instead of bookmark file. So now it's happy with all our bookmarks. And this essentially says if the file exists, just open it and return the handle to the stream reader. But if it doesn't exist, do a file.create text on the bookmark file and then close the stream writer, and then do a open text on the bookmark file and return the stream reader handle. So basically we have our stream reader called RE, and instead of directly calling the file.openText the way we do here, we call the open bookmark file. And then we have a string input to read in the inputs, and we clear out the checkbox of bookmarks, and then read in the first line from the file. And while it's not null, we do a items.add to add it to the combo box, and then continue to do read lines. But of course it'll be null the first time if we're creating the file for the first time, which will happen. And then the other thing we need to do is take our button.text and put in a save as bookmark, a new line, and that down arrow code, which is /x ffec.
They were.
Okay, the next thing we want to do is put in code for the save to bookmarks button.
I don't have time for you.
So we double click on that and insert the following code. Basically it checks to see if the text box in the directory length is 0, and if it is, it just returns because we don't have anything to save. And then it gets a string called str_cur directory from the search directory text box, and then we do for each, going through everything that's currently in the combo box. The combo box.items can be treated as a collection, so we have a range variable that gets loaded values from this collection called str_cur bookmark, and we say if the string that we're trying to insert is already in this collection, just return. So there's two items that are basically error testing that say just return. But if we make it to here, it means we've got a new bookmark. So we do a stream writer that does a file.append text, open the bookmarks file, and then we do combo box items.add to add this to the combo box, and a write line to add it to the bookmarks file, and then we close the bookmarks file. I should put a nice label here that says bookmarks so we know what this combo box is. So if we drag a label over and leave it a small font so it fits nicely, and say bookmarks, that'll help clarify things. And then finally we want to take the default event for the combo box, which is selected index changed, and basically just with one line we can handle its functionality, because we want to take the selected item in the combo box, convert it to a string, and then put it into the text box. So if we compile and run this, you notice we have the arrow underneath the save as bookmark and the button. And basically the form loaded nothing because it initially just created this file. There are no bookmarks. So if we do a browse for directories and find something that we use all the time, say music MP3s current, click OK, and then do save as bookmark and do the drop down combo box, we see we now have that bookmark saved. And another thing we want to do is save the C: root directory as a bookmark, because we'll probably want to go back there all the time. So do as a save for bookmark. And you see currently it put these in just the order they're put in, so we want to change this combo box to sorted. So let's go up and center this button better by pressing center, and then change the combo box to sorted. And now if we save this and compile and run it, the form load should have filled in these bookmarks in order, sorted order, which indeed it did. And we can continue typing in directories and saving them as bookmarks, and we now have a bookmark file. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.